Like I choke up thinking about Raiders and thinking about what I saw.
Oh my God, I know. I mean, when I saw Raiders, I saw it at one of the earliest screenings. It was a sneak screening.
Ooh.
Yeah. I sat through The Deep, a screening of The Deep,
The
and
Deep with
Jacqueline
Jacqueline Bisset.
Bisset's beautiful,
Yeah.
shall we say,
my
intro.
God. Oh,
Hell yeah.
To get
Hell
to
yeah.
it. And when I saw that dart sticking out of the tree, and they said, "Oh, Vitos are near. Poison still fresh. 3 days." I just knew, oh my God, this is going to be something great. And and it was one of the greatest movie experiences of my life.
I'm right there with you. This is the opposite. You guys know that there's a deep fake the first 30 minutes.
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, everyone knows. They said that was actually fun. Is it, or is it not?
It's incredible.
Okay.
It's really good. But the problem is there's another 2 hours of the movie after that. And hey, I'm being honest, Doomcock. I'm being honest. And I will say the movie looked amazing. James Mangold, 310 to Yuma, Ford versus Ferrari. I love James Mangold. I think as a film, it looked better than Crystal Skull.
Okay.
In that deep fake, that whole first 30 minutes, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Brilliant, because you could tell it's a deep fake, but it's in the dark, it's at night, you got Yahtzees blowing shit up, but that's Indiana Jones, and he's trying to get this stuff off the train. I mean, that should have just been a new adventure. But that's
Right.
a story, right? Flash forward to the 60s where he's old man,
and a kind of a broken old man from what I hear, and divorced and miserable.
Well, about to sign the divorce papers, but we find out really quick that Mutt, his son, was killed in Vietnam.
Well, that's a good feel-good moment. That's
what am I watching? This is supposed to be an Indiana Jones film, right?
Right.
You could, Crystal Skull had, it was ridiculous, but it still was in that flavor of like, he's the hero. Like, I don't know. This was not. This was the opposite. So Helena, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, is the goddaughter of Indiana. Not only, and this is my opinion, guys, the way it's written is a completely unlikable character. And you add to that this Phoebe Waller, and I've never watched her before. I don't know, I have no idea who she is. I hear she's very popular. I hear she has fans. Whatever. She's not likable. She's not easy on the eyes, which you could say Cape Catchaw's Billy wasn't likable, but she was easy on the eyes and cute at some point.
Oh yeah, Spielberg married her ass, so
Right. She was, especially us. We were like, teenage boys were like, damn, that woman,
Oh yeah, she filled out a harem outfit just great, didn't she?
Right. There's none of that here. There's none of that here. So what the story is that she just commandeers and becomes Indiana.
So they couldn't replace Indiana Jones with Phoebe Waller-Bridge back in time because they had to reshoot that because the outcry, that I went ahead and communicated. But so they go ahead and practically replace him with this Phoebe Waller-Bridge by having her basically be the more active character. And he's
Doomcock. She's beating men up left and right.
Oh my God.
It's a joke. I don't even believe when she throws a punch. Like a Ronda Rousey in film, or Carano, or Michelle Rodriguez, or even Scarlett Jo. Scarlett Jo became very believable for me as Black Widow. And there's kind of an interesting story there, but it's just boring. The third act, he's shot in the chest during the third act. Indiana.
Right. And to give you all a little background, I had a very good walk-in source who gave me a detailed breakdown and said that's where he was supposed to die. That actually the ending was going to be that he's shot in the chest. The plane goes down. He dies.
Right.
And she just walks away with his shit. So apparently they have revised this.
Yeah.
So I heard a rumor that, and I haven't made a video about this yet, but if it's true, I'm going to make a video about this because I find it absolutely fucking outrageous that he doesn't want to go back to, I mean, they go back in time. He doesn't want to go back to the 60s. He's got nothing there for him. And from what I hear is fucking Fleabag punches him and knocks him out and drags his ass back to 1969. Now, is that true or is that bullshit?
100% true.
Oh my God.
Oh, gee, it's another Doomcock was right moment. Hey.
God almighty, that is just so fucking insulting. I mean, it's like, oh, okay. You know, KK's like, so we can't go ahead and ruin him by having Phoebe Waller-Bridge replace him in the past and moving forward. So let's go ahead and have her clock him, proving that he's that she's the better man, and drag his fucking ass back. And then all of a sudden it's a fairy tale happy ending where, you know, the birds are dressing him in the morning and Karen Allen shows up and the divorce, all the issues were settled and everything's just fucking delightful.
Right. Because you said something about him wanting to stay, right?
Yeah.
He's crying and almost begging her for him to stay. I don't want to go back. Just let me die.
God damn them.
That was the dialogue.
Oh my fucking God.
Right.
Wow.
And then it was like kind of like going back and forth. And suddenly she throws that right hook, which looked ridiculous. And then, you know, jump cut to wakes up in his bed in the 60s, kind of at the beginning of the film. It is a Hail Mary of nostalgia, babe, because I love Karen Allen. What a great Marion is one of the great, you know, what a great character she was. So of course you love it. And Doomcock was right. It is a reverse dialogue of a scene from Raiders. Where does it hurt? Where doesn't it hurt? Doesn't hurt here. Doesn't hurt here. Doesn't hurt here. They do that, which was you know what, man? I kind of like woke up. I was like, oh, well, that's cute. You know, that made me, you know, but it was
empty nostalgia.
It pissed me off because I had to sit through 2 hours. I'm like, and that's what Harrison Ford was talking about. Right. And of course he's going to feel good about that because he regains a little dignity as character and he gets to keep his hat. But Indiana should always just be in the 30s, man.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, because that thing was so superior, that first 30 minutes to this garbage. And, you know, and then, of course, the language of it's modern language of her, like just being, you know, an independent woman. And who gives a fuck? I want an Indiana Jones movie.
Right.
I mean, who is this person? Man, Doomcock, you're totally right. I mean, I was keeping up with your updates the last couple of years because we remember those images and those stories.
Yeah.
And you could totally tell that they had to change that ending because the ending was like she saw either he dies there before the sock. And but here, take my hat and whip. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know, like you could tell, man. You could tell. And, you know.
And that ending does seem tacked on. Is that what you're saying? Originally in the script, it was supposed to be some kind of device, and they took it to Stonehenge and used Stonehenge. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's gone through many script iterations, but it's essentially correct. I mean, I was talking about the scene in the stacks, you know, where the two Germans are nosing around trying to get this thing that he had collected. And the Phoebe, I mean, I had that back in 2020. So, you know, hashtag Doomcock was right. But this is a fucking disgrace.
Yeah.
A fucking disgrace that they have to go ahead, have this old guy be pushed around the whole movie, be marginalized by his little flea bag pal, and then she actually has the temerity to knock him the fuck out with a punch in his own fucking movie.
Well,
That
and also
just
too,
fucking pisses me the fuck off.
Well, let's add to it. She's a thief. She's not a nice person. She totally cons him out of the dial because she wants to sell in the black market. Haha, you know.
Yes.
And then it's alluded several times that she sleeps around, like she gets hers. I mean, who is this character, man? Mads was great. Mads was great. And, there's some good moments, but
Mads is always great. He's great in every fucking thing. He was great in Hannibal. I mean, the guy is an amazing presence. But Jesus.
So was Harrison.
Oh, but they give it. But he looks just sad and hangdog, and it sounds like that's kind of how he is the whole fucking movie.
Yeah,
pretty much, man.
So why the fuck go see it? Why the fuck would you soil your memory of Indiana Jones and go see it if you don't have to? I have to, because I have to review this fucking thing. And it pisses me off. I can't. Well, thank God you've prepared me, warned me about this disgusting, degrading treatment of someone that we love, a hero that we love. It's probably up there with Captain Kirk and Indiana Jones. I think are my Skywalker. Yeah.
I mean,
but even more, look, Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of the greatest fucking movies ever made, period. Not even just genre films. I'm talking about one of the best crafted films ever made.
Why did you put him there? Why did you?
Kathleen Kennedy. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
Kathleen fucking Kennedy, who views herself as Fleabag, views herself as Jyn Erso, views herself as Ray, the amazing Wonder Ray, the bestest ever.
Right now, if I can jump in a little bit here, the
Go
box
ahead.
office. This is something that's got a production budget that is one of the most expensive movies that's ever been made by Disney. At 300 to 350 million. This thing needs to do $1 billion. But good news, the Daily Mail just released an article. Doomcock says that Indiana Jones 5 gets slammed in reviews, but a new study suggests that poor scores can lead to box office success.
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
Oh, sure. Well,
that's the Little Mermaid.
Well, that's generally because, Mike, as you know, critics are shills, and so they will often give a movie great marks that stinks, and then the fans come in and they reject it. I mean, but this is not the case, because we see what this is. This is not one of those cases where the critics were wrong. Probably the critics were charitable.
The spirit was up and everything, and I was at least enjoying, looking forward to making fun of this thing. But thanks, Paulie.
Hey, at least you were warned, dude.
Trust me. All bullshit aside, thanks for warning us, buddy, because I didn't expect it to be this bad.
This thing's gonna bomb, and bomb huge.
I am just depressed because I made a bet that Indy would be better than the Little Mermaid, and I think I'm losing my bet. Thing though, before this hoe got away with it because there was anticipatory value and the box office still crossed $1 billion. This thing right here, 350 million. That means it's got to do like 900 to $1 billion. This thing is going to open at 55 to 65 million.
Yeah.
This thing single-handedly, and that's week one. That's weekend one. And you've got 12 days after this thing opens. We've got Top Gun, or not Mission Impossible.
In some extent, I'm not surprised. And this is another example that the reshoots can't save a doomed project, because of the intent originally was to destroy this character, and even with trying to patch it up, it's not going to save it. So it's just it's over before it begins.
I think about it, Doomcock, and I sit with it, and it's just insulting, man. Her whole thing, her whole being in this film, it just being so unlikable to me. I didn't know what I was watching.
All right.
Okay, I'll stop.
Well, I think we'll go ahead and jeez, that's awful. Thank you, Paul. No, it was a great report, man.